welcome back to a chapter a day. Happy Friday. We've made it through another week. Bless the Lord. It is now entering Sabbath hours. Just about. We aren't there just yet. The sun is about to set. It's now going down here on this side where I am. And I just remembered, hey, I need to get my reading in for today. So, yesterday we saw that Elijah was in a state of despair after he had done that wondrous thing, getting rid of all the false prophets from Jezebel. He ran to hide in a cave after he heard that Jezebel was coming after him. And God came where he was to meet him and ask him, "What's up, Elijah?" And he told God, "You know what? I am the only one here in Israel who wants to worship you. Everybody else is just not wanting to." And God had to reassure him, "You know what? There are 7,000 other people out there, other prophets that I have, who have not bowed down to Baal. So rest assured, you're not alone." Okay, so now we are going on. He has also been given instructions to anoint a new king, which will be Hazael for Syria, Jehu for Israel, and Elisha is going to be the new prophet, which means he's going to be replaced. Okay, so he already went to Elisha, found him, put his mantle over him. The Spirit of God came upon him. He asked to go back, maybe say goodbye to his family, friends, whatever. He was allowed to, and then he joined Elijah, and on we go. So let's see what's happening now in 1 Kings chapter 20. And Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his host together, and there were 32 kings with him, and horses and chariots. And he went up and besieged Samaria and warred against it. And he sent messengers to Ahab, king of Israel, into the city, and said unto him, "Thus saith Ben-Hadad, Thy silver and thy gold is mine, thy wives also and thy children, even the goodliest, are mine." And the king of Israel answered and said, "My lord, O king, according to thy saying, I am thine and all that I have." And the messengers came again and said, "Thus speaketh Ben-Hadad, saying, Although I have sent unto thee, saying, Thou shalt deliver me thy silver and thy gold and thy wives and thy children, yet I will send my servants unto thee tomorrow about this time, and they will search thine house and the houses of thy servants, and it shall be that whatsoever is pleasant in thine eyes, they shall put it in their hand and take it away." So here's what. Some heathen king is threatening now the children of Israel, Ahab. And I guess this is what God is punishing him with. Usually when they go against God, God will send some heathen nation to bother them. So Ben-Hadad from Syria is coming after Israel, and Ahab is being threatened to turn in his wealth, his riches, his silver, his gold, his children, his wives, because Ben-Hadad saying everything is going to be mine. And furthermore, I'm sending servants tomorrow to get into your house, search for things, and whatever they take, whatever they see, they will take. Verse 7. Then the king of Israel called all the elders of the land and said, "Mark, I pray you, and see how this man seeketh mischief. For he sent unto me for my wives and for my children and for my silver and for my gold, and I denied him not." And all the elders and all the people said unto him, "Hearken not unto him, nor consent." Wherefore he said unto the messengers of Ben-Hadad, "Tell my lord the king, all that thou didst send forth to thy servant at the first I will do, but this thing I may not do." And the messengers departed and brought him word again. And Ben-Hadad sent unto him and said, "The gods do so unto me, and more also, if the dust of Samaria shall suffice for handfuls for all the people that follow me." So apparently the silver and gold was fine that he asked for. Ahab was willing and said, yes, he will. But when he started asking for the man's wives and all that stuff, he said, no, no. And furthermore, the elders told him, no, don't even hearken unto Ben-Hadad. So let's see what happens. So Ben-Hadad, of course, is sending him more threats. Verse 11. And the king of Israel answered and said, "Tell him, let not him that girdeth on his harness boast himself as he that putteth it off." And it came to pass, when Ben-Hadad heard this message, as he was drinking, he and the kings in the pavilions, that he said unto his servants, "Set yourselves in array." and they set themselves in array against the city. And behold, there came a prophet unto Ahab, king of Israel, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Hast thou seen all this great multitude? Behold, I will deliver it into thine hand this day, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. And Ahab said, By whom? And he said, Thus saith the Lord, even by the young men of the princes of the provinces. Then he said, Who shall order the battle? And he answered, Thou. Then he numbered the young men of the princes of the provinces, and they were 232. And after them he numbered all the people, even all the children of Israel, being 7,000. So apparently God sends a prophet to Ahab to tell him, you see all that multitude that Ben-Hadad has made array with? Tomorrow all of these here, you will not see them, because God will work something out on your behalf. So he was asking God, so who will be in charge of this battle? He said, you will be. So he also numbered some princes and people from the provinces, and they were all going out to fight against Ben-Hadad's army. Verse 16. And they went out at noon, but Ben-Hadad was drinking himself drunk in the pavilions, he and the kings, the 32 kings that helped him. And the young men of the princes of the provinces went out first, and Ben-Hadad sent out, and they told him, saying, There are men come out of Samaria. And he said, Whether they be come out for peace, take them alive, or whether they be come out for war, take them alive. So these young men of the princes of the provinces came out of the city, and the army which followed them. And they slew every one his man, and the Syrians fled, and Israel pursued them. And Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, escaped on an horse with the horsemen. So when the two armies confronted each other, of course, as God told Israel, they were whipping them, and the Syrians were running away for fear of their lives. And the king of Syria, Ben-Hadad, he escaped on a horse, running away. Verse 21. And the king of Israel went out and smote the horses and chariots, and slew the Syrians with a great slaughter. And the prophet came to the king of Israel and said unto him, Go strengthen thyself, and mark, and see what thou doest. For at the return of the year the king of Syria will come up against thee. And the servants of the king of Syria said unto him, Their gods are gods of the hills, therefore they were stronger than we. But let us fight against them in the plain, and surely we shall be stronger than they. And do this thing, take the kings away, every man out of his place, and put captains in their rooms. And number thee an army, like the army that thou hast lost, horse for horse, and chariot for chariot. And we will fight against them in the plain, and surely we will be stronger than they. And he hearkened unto their voice, and did so. So after they chased away the Syrians, the king of Israel went out, and he killed all the horses and slew all the Syrians. And then a prophet came to the king of Israel and told him, Go strengthen yourself, because they are going to come again against you. And the servants of the king of Syria said, Their gods are stronger than ours. Therefore, we need to strengthen ourselves. So they were setting up a plan, setting up another host, another set of captains, another set of horses. Let's see what happens. Verse 26. And it came to pass at the return of the year that Ben-Hadad numbered the Syrians, and went up to Aphek to fight against Israel. And the children of Israel were numbered, and were all present, and went against them. And the children of Israel pitched before them like two little flocks of kids. But the Syrians filled the country. And there came a man of God, and spake unto the king of Israel, and said, Thus saith the Lord, because the Syrians have said, The Lord is God of the hills, but he is not God of the valleys. Therefore will I deliver all this great multitude into thine hand, and you shall know that I am the Lord. So once again, God is showing up on behalf of the Israelites, because the Syrians are saying, well, they only won because their God is a God of the hill. So now we are fighting in the valley. The advantage will be ours. So the prophet is telling them, because the Syrians said that, God will deliver them into your hands once again. So they will know God is God anywhere. And verse 29, and they pitched one over against the other 7 days. And so it was that in the seventh day the battle was joined, and the children of Israel slew of the Syrians 100,000 footmen in one day. But the rest fled to Aphek into the city, and there a wall fell upon 27,000 of the men that were left. And Benhadad fled and came into the city into an inner chamber. So apparently, the battle again went in favor of the Syrians. They slew many of the footmen, and then Ben-Hadad ran away again back to his place and into the city and into his chambers, wherever his house was. So I'm going to stop there because my time is running out on my video, and I will pick up the remaining piece of the chapter as soon as I can get some more time showing on my phone. So until then, keep listening because I will be completing the chapter. It's not yet completed. Okay? Take care. Bye.